Today, Antonio Brown tweeting about an alleged text conversation with Arians last week leading up to the game. It begins with Brown saying what Arians said, "Make sure you're ready to go," in a text tomorrow, that we're not resting for the playoffs, end quote. Continues with Brown saying in part, he, quote, "can't get to full speed. I want to win, want to be there if I wake up tomorrow, feel better, I'll be ready," end quote. And then Brown says Arians responded to that part by saying, "definitely want you with us in case you're ready," end quote. Again, this is all today about the alleged text exchange. Excuse me. I think we have breaking news in now as we bring in our reporter, Dianna Russini, live here on SportsCenter. And Dianna, we were just saying it's been 4 days since Arians says he's not a Buc, but then he still was on the roster. Is he still on the roster as we speak?
Yeah, Sage, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers officially have released Antonio Brown. They just released a statement, and I'll read some of it to you. The Bucs have terminated the contract of Antonio Brown effective immediately. While Antonio did receive treatment on his ankle and was listed on the injury report the week leading up to last Sunday's game, he was cleared to play by our medical team prior to the start of the game, and at no point during the game did he indicate to our medical personnel that he could not play. We've attempted multiple times throughout the week to schedule an evaluation by an outside orthopedic specialist, yet Antonio has not complied. Maintaining the health and wellness of our players is of the utmost importance to our organization. So, Sage, this being released literally 30 seconds ago here, and you can see this is in response to the statement released by Antonio Brown's lawyer. And, you know, we'd all been waiting over the last few days as to why the Bucs hadn't officially cut him yet. And from what I could gather, talking to some sources around the league, it looked like the Bucs were just getting their ducks lined up in a row in terms of how they were going to handle this with the league, because they are expecting a lawsuit to come down against them from Antonio Brown's lawyer. So this was probably something to just avoid a lawsuit in the long run. But officially at this point now, Antonio Brown is no longer a Tampa Bay Buc.
And when you say lawsuit, we're going to speculate here, but based on everything that he has said, that would be, in his words, the mishandling of the ankle of the injury by Bucs staff.
Yeah, he obviously has his side of the story, his version of it. We saw some of those text messages that he tried to release as more evidence as to how he was going about the situation. And now we've seen what Bruce Arians has said, and now ultimately how the Tampa Bay Bucs view it. We don't know for certain what the next steps are going to be for Antonio Brown in terms of how he's going to handle this, if he will even wind up suing the Bucs or find a way to still get paid out on that contract. But at this point, right now, all we know is Antonio Brown is going to get surgery, and he is no longer in Tampa Bay. So this story is obviously ongoing.
From this point, I know, again, this is just happening within the last 60 seconds, 2 minutes or so, but then you have to look at the Players Association, right, who is always involved in situations like this. And if the player is saying one thing, but the team is saying another, what happens from this point as far as the association, the union, is concerned?
Yeah, I was told that they were already in conversations, and this is something that they're going to look into, investigate, try to find out what the truth is. I mean, we've obviously seen both sides of this. We've heard two stories. We don't know the truth, but knowing how the NFLPA has handled situations, obviously we've never seen something like this, but in the past, they will do their due diligence here to find out what is best for the player here.
All right, so we will continue to follow all of that as this is breaking as we speak. Here's another quote from AB yesterday in regards to his future that I thought was interesting, because he said, after his surgery, I will be 100% and, quote, business will be booming. That's obviously a ways away right now, Dianna, but what do you get as far as a sense from other teams? Will he get yet another shot in the NFL from what you're hearing so far?
Well, Sage, let's just look at the history, right? We saw what happened in Pittsburgh, and then soon he was in Oakland. He was there for a cup of coffee before New England picked him up, and then, of course, he wound up down there in Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. So he has a history of disruption. He has a history of distraction. He obviously has not been the easiest player to deal with and on so many different levels, but at the end of the day, this is Antonio Brown, and he is a talented player. He's one of the best wide receivers in the game. We know that there are tons of teams that would be interested, at least conversations I've had around the league. I haven't received a no, there's no shot he's done. this is just talking to GMs and head coaches, just trying to get an idea of, does Antonio Brown have a future? Because we all saw that video on Sunday and we thought that that was it. And really the sense I get is people forget, they move on.
Right.
When they need a star player, they'll probably wind up calling AB.
Yep. Right or wrong, when you have that kind of talent, that's another reason why Tom Brady asked and made sure that he had a second chance with him, this time in Tampa Bay. So now, again, the breaking news 4 days after the incident at MetLife Stadium, 4 days after Bruce Arians says he's no longer a Buc, it is official. Antonio Brown has been cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.